Boom! Welcome to another video of the Flowing Dutchman. Now, today I'm going to be talking about a very special product. It's called the Pahlavandle Gada from Heroic Sport. And if you've been following me for a longer time, you know I'm a big fan of this brand, Heroic Sport. They make awesome plastic and wooden equipment, all for swinging. Now you might be thinking, what is this? Because it doesn't look like anything yet, right? It's just a wooden stick. And I was thinking the same thing. Like, what is actually the benefit of this? Well, you can actually mount weights upon this thing. You see there's an end point here, and you can slide up Olympic bar weights. It's a I think it's the Olympic bar, I'm not sure if it's 4 centimeters, I think it is, a diameter of a regular barbell. So if you have weights and clamps from a regular barbell, you are able to increase the weight of this Pahlavandle Gada. When I first saw this product, I wasn't really sure what to think of it, because I'm used to the bigger maces, bigger Gadas. And this is fairly smaller. It's more the size of a Clubbell. And that's important to take into notice whenever you're gonna be thinking about purchasing this Gada. It's a little different than swinging a mace because the lever is shorter. Now, the thing is, however, which I didn't realize, because I'm not that much into Clubbells, because usually all the weight is also in the handle. So that means the momentum of the actual swing object is less. So the momentum becomes less as the weight isn't all the way in the end. And with a regular Gada, so the ones they use in Varanasi for example, the weight is all the way in this side, and I really like that feeling. Now, the fun thing is, when I got this actually, is you can actually already swing it because of the end point of this Gada. It's a little larger because the weights have to fit here, which I'm going to show you in just a minute. So you can actually practice swinging already, and I'm a big proponent of getting as little weight as possible to practice the technique of every swinging motion. That's really important, because if you mount up the weight, if you go very heavy, it's fairly difficult to practice how to increase the momentum and how to use the momentum in a particular swing. Okay, so let's mount up this baby. So like I told, you need clamps. Now they recommend to use 2 clamps to really make sure the weights are tight. So I have not tried it with one yet, but I assume that also would be possible. Now you'll need Olympic plates. Now I wouldn't advise going any larger than these plates. Now I haven't measured them, but I assume they're about 20 centimeters, which should be the maximum in width. Otherwise you're definitely gonna hit some part of the body if you go for it, for example, a 10 kilogram plate. These plates are 5 kilogram, but I've also tried a 2.5 kilogram plate, which was a lot smaller, and I was able to mount it up to at least 25 kilograms. So there's enough space on this Gada to load it up with big weights. So don't worry about that. But you need a clamp and you need weights. Now the mounting of it actually is fairly simple. You basically throw them over like you would mount up a regular barbell, and they fit pretty well. Now the clamps go in like this. Both go over fairly easy. Did I say that? Yeah, I did. Fairly easy. And voila, you have yourself a fairly heavy Gada. It's actually a short, so the Gada actually is, they're almost all based on the actual Gada that Hanuman has, and the Gada is more the size of this real Gada. So the Gada you see in Varanasi, for example, are very, very large. So Heroic Sport told me that they based this size of this Gada on the Gadas you'll find in the south of India. So it's different than you'll see from my videos in Varanasi. They have a lot larger Gadas and they swing with concrete and make it very heavy. In the south, it should be very different, and that's also why I still want to move to the south and see what happens over there. All right, it's time to swing. So it's now mounted up to 10 kilograms. So I would advise you definitely not to start with 10 kilograms, but because I'm a little more seasoned swinger, this is pretty good to handle for me. Now, first of all, for the front swing, yes, for the front swing it's actually easier than with a regular Gada because they're usually too heavy and also too large to even think about the front swing. And I really like this front swing. So the back swing, and you'll really feel, I've actually let some people try this already, a few of my personal clients, and they really like the active pull you have to do. There's a lot less momentum, so you really have to get your body in to start to swing this thing and get it around. The thing you have to realize though is that there's only really one position you can hold this thing, and that's at the end. So unlike with a mace, and as you probably have seen some of my videos, you can do a lot of moves, but that's also because you have multiple parts on the mace where you can hold them. Now you can imagine that holding a regular mace halfway is around the same thing as this club. So if you would do a mill, that would be similar feeling to do with this Gada as, for example, with a 10 kilogram mace holding it halfway. So that is a little bit of how it feels. Now you can of course make this a lot lighter too, and that is definitely something I would recommend. You can just put on a 1.25 kilogram and just start to swing, and then increase it to 2.5. And you can go to your local gym, bring this thing with you, it's very light, and just move into that gym, use their plates, start swinging. Make people look at you like even more than you have muscles. They will look at you all the time and they will ask you questions, and you can tell them awesome answers. That you are Viking, that you are an ancient Indian warrior, all these types of things. Because now you can move with your Gada into a regular gym. And that's pretty cool, because if you walk in the gym with a 10 kilogram mace, it's possible, but you have to ship that thing with you as well. I'm very, very, very happy with this thing. It's, well, it's better than I expected, because you can mount up the weights, and I just underestimated the effect of that. I thought it was going to be too much of a hassle to get the weights on and off. That's actually not true. It's fairly easy. And it's the same thing as you would do if you would put on a barbell and put weights on a barbell. So that's definitely not the case. And I really like the fact that you can go one-handed with a lighter weight and then move all the way up to like 20-25 kilograms. And I think it's even possible if you have the right weights to get it up even higher. So that means you have a fairly heavy Gada with you, which you can do like the same motions, right? It works on the same muscles, rotational strength. So perfect. Hope you enjoyed this review. Go check them out. I leave a link in the description where you can find and see and purchase the Pahlavandle Gada, and I'll see you in the next video. Ram Ram.
Dutchman, I miss the pepper man, I keep the hair bumping. And now the truffle lays me up with the production. Pass, I'm like the gun of the dragon at the dungeon. And yes, certain, step aside and let me do my duty. While you rusty as fuck, I keep my axles running smoothly. It's yours, good at a second engine, quick to flip a bit of a form, a limit like an Uzi. I get up in that booty, cause the flows and compose and sold up, they balls, though.